Hello, everyone. This is Brother Andrew, and today we're going to look at the life of Saint Martín de Porres. You might recognize this statue. It is in the Church of Saint Camillus, over on the left-hand side of the church. So next time you go to church, you might take a closer look and find Martín. For now, let's all pay attention and listen to the life of Martín de Porres. Juan Martín de Porres Velázquez was born in Lima, Peru, on December 9th, 1579. Peru is a small country in South America. His father was a Spanish nobleman named Don Juan de Porres. His mother, Ana Velázquez, was the daughter of an African slave and a Native American. When Martín was 2, his sister Juana was born. Soon afterwards, his father Don Juan abandoned him, his mother, and his baby sister. Black people had very few rights in Peru during the life of Martín. In order to support her 2 infant children, Ana worked cleaning clothes. Martín grew up very, very poor. When his mother could no longer support him, Martín, still a young boy, became a barber to earn money. After work, he would spend hours praying every night. He was falling in love with Jesus. He decided he wanted to be a friar. There was one big problem. In his country of Peru, it was against the law for a black person to enter religious life. The most he could do was ask the Dominican monastery in Lima to work for them as their servant. In 1590, at the age of 11, he began to work for the Dominicans. He cut their hair and swept the floors. Even though he wasn't allowed to be a brother, Martín put his heart into his chores, seeing them as a way to serve God as well as the Dominican friars. After working in the monastery for 13 years, the man in charge of the monastery, Brother Juan de Lorenzana, invited Martín to take religious vows and become a Dominican friar. This was against the law, and there were many in the monastery who thought that a black man like Martín didn't deserve to be a brother. However, Martín accepted, and he took vows in 1603 at the age of 24. Martín was a very patient man. For this reason, after being a brother for 10 years, he was assigned to the infirmary, a place for people who were very sick. Martín was put in charge of taking care of those people. Sometimes Martín would take sick people on the street into the friary so they could sleep in his own bed while Martín took care of them. Many miracles happened when Martín worked in the infirmary. People would be cured just by drinking a cup of water that he poured for them. It is said that Martín could bilocate, a rare miracle where someone can be in 2 places at once. In 1618, a pandemic hit Peru. The virus was called measles. Measles is very infectious. People sick with measles get a red rash over their bodies and have very high fevers. At the monastery, one friar got sick, and within a week, 60 of the friars had to be put in quarantine. Throughout the pandemic, Martín cared for everyone at the infirmary. The friars said that he would miraculously pass through the locked doors of the infirmary without a key so he could help them. When things got worse, Martin's little sister Juana offered her house as a second infirmary. Having grown up both black and very poor, Martin was very sensitive to the forgotten of the world. Martin was the friend to those who had no one else. Sometimes it was the sick people he took care of in the infirmary. Sometimes it was the stray dogs and cats of Lima. Martin was known to feed them and nurse them back to health, even with all his other duties in the monastery. Sometimes it was orphans lost on the streets. Later in his life, Martin founded an orphanage to give them a place to live. One day, Martin, who had dedicated his life as a Dominican friar to taking care of the sick, finally got sick himself. He caught a terrible fever that would not go away. On November 3rd, 1639, Martin died at the age of 59. Martin led a quiet life. He never left his hometown of Lima, yet his reputation as a miracle worker, a healer, and a shining example of patience made him famous in Peru. On May 6, 1962, Pope John XXIII canonized Martin de Porres, making him the first African American saint ever. His feast is this Tuesday, November 3rd. Martin is remembered for his patience. Instead of complaining because the law prevented him from living the way he wanted to, he kept his eyes on God. He turned small things like chores into acts of love. What can you do to turn unpleasant things like doing chores into acts of love? How can you be patient like Martin?